to peer-to-peer trades. Taking a look at Bitcoin here on the 3-day chart, just jumping right into the market here. We're still in this consolidation. We're in this falling wedge formation. It's looking like possible accumulation. I like what I'm seeing here on the weekly or the 7 moving average here. We are holding support on top of the 7. If we can continue to maintain support on this 7, which is currently at the price of 1786, then that's going to be a bullish thing. And if we can cross above the 30, that's going to indicate to the market that bulls are in control and we have momentum to the upside. So that's looking really good for the price of Bitcoin here on the 3-day time frame. We have a signal that it did come in a while ago on alphanumerics, but there was a entry signal here at the green diamond on the weekly. For those who took the green diamond entry, you're still in that trade. You're still having a good time, even though it's been how long now? It's been approximately 180 days. So it's a long time to be in a long that's currently underwater, but it's still an advantageous play to take. So congrats to those who have been holding since the green diamond. I'm personally waiting for a breakout of this consolidation, waiting for a break above the pattern before taking an entry myself. But so a holding pattern for now on Bitcoin is what I'm looking at. Taking a look at Bitcoin or taking a look at Ethereum on the Bitcoin pair. Let's move this over to the weekly chart. Just a choppy range, just really, really choppy. Let's actually move that over so we can see a little bit more of this consolidation. So we're trapped. We're trapped in between the 0.08 per ETH per BTC area and the 0.05 ETH per BTC area. So as long as we're range bound in this area, it doesn't matter if you're an Ethereum fan, it doesn't matter if you are a Bitcoin fan, pick one, it doesn't matter. You're right in both scenarios. We are lockstep with the price of Bitcoin as it stands right now on Ethereum. But taking a look at the dollar pair on Ethereum, this is on the weekly. Let's actually move this over to the 3-day chart and see what we can see in terms of comparative strength on the 3-day. Wave has turned green. Wave has turned green here on alphanumerics. So that's a positive sign. It's looking good. We have a low. We have a higher low. If this low can hold, that's going to be a good thing. The actionable event for me, because we are getting a lot of false signals here in alphanumerics, it's better to go with the support line. So let's actually temporarily turn alphanumerics off and let's get a resistance line in place. Want to get a resistance line break on Ethereum before going long on this one. So similar to what we're seeing in terms of Bitcoin, we have a little bit of a squeeze that is happening here on Ethereum. Triangle formation, squeeze, whatever you want to call it. Price will need to make a decision eventually. If we break below, obviously, that is a signal to the market to go short. And if we break above, that is a signal to the market to go long. So still waiting to see how these patterns play out here in the price of Ethereum. Shifting our focus back over to Litecoin. So Litecoin we've been paying attention to over the last few weeks here just because of the bullish narrative on Twitter, honestly. But we are broken below. Actually go to a smaller time frame. Let's go to the daily and dissect this area right here. So we did break below the 7 EMA. So the weekly is converging on top of the monthly average. I'm still watching this consolidation. Let's actually get rid of that. I'm still watching this consolidation. We are seeing a rounding over, which is kind of a bearish formation, but we do have this original trading range intact here on Litecoin. So maybe we get a retest of the top of the range where we can consolidate a little bit longer. A lot of the FOMO and Twitter mania has gone away. So I do want to see some sort of consolidation, some sort of pennant, some sort of flag, some sort of trading range that stays on top of the larger trading range. If we can do that and get a breakout with a very strong signal of strength on Litecoin, that'll be a really good sign to the bulls to be going long here. Now let's take a look at the dollar. No, let's take a look at Cardano. Cardano, Not a lot to point to in terms of bullishness. The wave is very red, has not switched off from being red, so we still have a lot of bearish momentum. Bears are in control on Cardano. We can probably put a trend line on Cardano for an actionable event, for a signal breakout on Cardano. Let's go with something like this, down below or after the change of character in Cardano. I typically speaking, I don't like to draw my trend lines of accumulation on assets that are still in kind of a large downtrend. So you can see the price behavior of this downtrend was very violent, and then things shifted when we got here. This is our seller's climax. Clean that up. Seller's climax right here, and then the price behavior shifted. Wait until there's a price behavior shift before you start drawing your actionable trend lines. So what that means is, people might be tempted to draw their trend line up here on a peak like this. I would tend to avoid that because the price behavior, you have two different consolidations here. You have this consolidation and you have this markdown event. So because there's two different price behaviors here, you're going to want to make sure that your trend line is a trend line that is attached to similar price behavior. So I'm going to move it down to here to get a more correct or more actionable signal in the market here. So I hope that makes sense. If that doesn't make sense, leave the comment down below or just hit me up in the free Discord, links below. So yeah, Cardano, really nothing to talk about in terms of that. We just draw this line. Once we get above this line, it's going to be an advantageous point. It's a fundamental play for me, looking strong on the fundamentals. Switching our focus over to the dollar. The dollar is trending down. We are in a lower high, lower low structure of this new consolidation. There is a little bit of a divergence here in the RSI. Where the RSI is making at least equal lows, low, equal low, equal low, and the price of the dollar is making lower lows. So there's a little bit of a bullish divergence there on the dollar. So take that into consideration, that we could see a little bit of a rally in the dollar, which is not going to be an advantageous trading environment for equities and otherwise. We have been saying for a while here that, I wouldn't be surprised for us to get a move up to the underside of the ice here while some assets go into some consolidation. But other than that, a lot of assets are actually looking quite bullish, to be honest. Let's switch our focus over to some stocks. Taking a look at Meta. Now, Meta, Facebook has had a huge retracement. 77% retracement down to the monthly green diamond. Yeah, that's right. We got a monthly green diamond on Facebook. So could be the bottom. We don't know. When I turn the volume on, we have had kind of a high volume event here, which could signal the beginning of a new trading range, or at least new price behavior. But this whole run down here has been very violent, very consistently down price behavior. So until we see a little bit of a change, I'm not going to front run any sort of bullish idea or bullish narrative. I want to see an automatic rally. I want to see a secondary test, and I want to see some sideways trading environment where we get a tightening of the spread and a tightening of the volume. So it's still early as far as Meta is concerned. Amazon, I think potentially could have more downside. Let's go over to some higher time frames here. Let's go up to the weekly. No, let's go to the monthly. If it pulls what Meta did, I'm not saying it has to do with 77%, but if it did, it would conveniently bring it down to the 200-month moving average. So that could be a decent landing point here for Amazon. As it stands right now, the trajectory for Amazon is still very, very bearish. Bears are certainly in control of this asset. So I do anticipate further downside here in Amazon, just because there's no clear conclusion. There's no seller's climax. There's no influx in volume. You don't have the buyers stepping in, and the price movement is very violent. So don't stand in the way of a falling knife. We've got a lot of stuff heading to much lower prices as far as the momentum is concerned. Apple looking quite precarious right now. We have on the monthly chart an incoming monthly death cross, or a monthly bearish cross here on the Alpha-Metrics indicator, indicating that momentum is certainly waning. The next kind of support range that I could see as being advantageous as far as a stronger support that was built is down here at around $50, $60. Not a lot was built on the way up, and we are showing a lot of characteristics of distribution, just a lot of chop, a lot of up and down. There's some a lot of shares changing hands up in this area. So I would not be surprised for us to kind of close this gap of this overextended extension here and at least come down to 75, with my target closer to $60 or $50 here. You can see the decline in the volume overall. So until we see a spike in volume, the assumption is that the price direction is going to continue to be to the downside until we can get that stopping action beginning to show up here on Apple. Taking a look at Netflix. Netflix actually doesn't look too bad. I would like to see a little bit more. I would have liked to have seen a little bit more volume here on Netflix in terms of a stopping action, but a huge bounce recovery. We've already kind of gone through the motions as far as the exponential, as far as the moving averages are concerned. The monthly cross has already happened. We've had a very large move down. The move from top to bottom was a 76% move, so very similar to what we're seeing on other charts. And then the bounce, huge bounce. Let's see what the bounce is. From the potential seller's climax up to the automatic rally is a 100% move bounce. So we could be seeing the beginning of a new trading range here in Netflix. So what we need to see moving forwards is we need to see a tightening of the spread and a larger sideways accumulative structure to take place. So certainly probably a few years, if I'm being honest, ahead of either accumulating this asset or waiting for a stronger signal in the market for a breakout. And then taking a look at Google. Google just had its monthly bearish cross. I see a lot of downside momentum here. No real change in structure. There's also no increase in the volume here, showing a stopping action. So my target here for Google would be about $50. That's it for your market update. If you guys enjoyed this content, please leave it a like. Don't forget to subscribe. And if there are any other projects that you want me to take a look at, leave them in the comment section down below. Don't forget to check out the free Discord linked below. You can check out the link tree at peer-to-peer trades. Get get your non-KYC Bitcoin, get your secure wallet. The most secure Bitcoin wallet is linked there. Also get access to a library of free assets and free materials on the Discord. If you guys are interested in learning more about cryptocurrency, learning about self-sovereignty, and how to custody your own coins in a very safe and secure way, then I encourage you to join the Discord and start asking questions. It's free. We would love to see you in there. It's my mission to help as many people not only learn how to make money in these markets, but learn how cryptocurrency can better their life and improve their life. So if any of that interests you, then take a look at the links below. That is all the time I have for today. Please trade safe. This has been Peer-to-Peer Trades.